the show
that informs, improves, and inspires racers everywhere.
The Northwest Race Report. The Northwest Race Report is brought to you by O'Hagan's Kart Supply, Lebanon, Oregon. You want to win? O'Hagan's wants to help. And by True Tech Automotive, Hazeldale, Washington. Get your car, truck, or tow rig repaired the right way, the True Tech way. And by Scott Seal Coat and Striping, Federal Way. For over 25 years, whether you're sealing or striping, you can count on Scott. And by Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, Speed City LLC, keeping racers on track with quality support and friendship. You're tuned in to the Northwest Race Report exclusively at terrybridges.com. And now back to your horsepower and performance hosts, Terry Bridges and Glenn Lippy Tower.
Hi, race fans. And you're listening to the Northwest Race Report.
Oh, what is going on, racers? Welcome to another Winning Wednesday here on the Northwest Race Report. I'm your horsepower and performance host, Terry Bridges. And if it's your first time here, welcome. You're in the right place. We talk a little racing. We have topics of discussion. We have race results. And from around here in the Northwest and beyond. So I hope you enjoy the show. Please let us know what you think. And if you enjoy the show, please go to terrybridges.com and subscribe to the show. No spam, I promise. Just friendly reminder of new posts that we write and when we're on the air live. So you can follow me, Terry Bridges, at Choice Race Voice on Twitter. And be sure to stop by and like our Northwest Race Report Facebook page. So, yeah, wow. It's been a while since I've done this. I am actually going solo. So, yeah, I'm by myself tonight. Lippy is, what is he doing? Oh, he's having some Thanksgiving. He went to a Thanksgiving dinner with his wife for the other side of the family. And then we also have Mike Michelson, who's a coach, but he has to do, he's got some other things he's got to do tonight. So, his soccer coach. But P1, who is it? It is Jason Suchich. And I got to say, I got to give a special shout out tonight to Brian Esquinia, BLG. You know, the guy's been going through a little bit of tough time, little changes there in the old biz. But I just wanted to make sure you guys all know that Blue Line Graphics and the Northwest Race Report, we are kind of one and the same. We started this venture together, and we're going to continue it together. So I just want everybody to know what a big part BLG is to the show, and just exactly, he's done a lot for me. Got the website up and running, the stickers, the shirts, all kinds of cool stuff. So, Brian, thank you very much, for all your help. So, yeah, I'm just kind of winging it here tonight. You know, it feels kind of weird. I keep looking over for Lippy or Michelson or, whatever. But you know what they say, the show must go on. So P1, Jason Suchich. P2, Brian Esquinia. P3 is Scott Keeney. Daryl Kelso comes in P4. And P5 is Kyle Keenan. Mike Michelson tells me he was going to be P1 tonight, and he rolls in 5th or 6th. So that's okay. That's how it happens. But hey, we got a great show for you tonight. We got some results from a big weekend at Salem Speedway. It was the Northwest Ford Focus Midgets in town. And boy, what a show they put on, but we'll get more than that later. We've got some results from the WHR show in Monroe, always huge. Man, they're getting some numbers up there. It's pretty impressive. And then tonight we have two guests. Our first guest, our BLG in the seat guest, is going to be Evan C., who won the big Thanksgiving Thunder back in, I think it was Georgia or North Carolina, somewhere back there. But it's a huge race. I mean, they had over 900 and some entries. So we're going to talk a little bit to him tonight. And also, I got a super special guest. I got him late, but he's with the Ford Focus Midget Series. He is just an absolute stud. And his name is Ryan Cully. So Ryan Cully going to be on the show about 7:15. So we'll get to talk to him a little bit about how the series is going and what he likes about it and all that cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to talking to him. So with that, I'm going to tell you, we got some results. Yeah, SoCal Oval Carters, Wheel-to-Wheel Raceway. That's in Camarillo, California. I don't know if anybody knows where that is. I have no idea. I'm sure it's got to be by L.A. somewhere. But they had a big event this weekend. The juniors, Ryan Shank the second, J.C. Voss, and Troy McIntosh. Those were the three juniors. So it looks like juniors are struggling everywhere. KT Maine went to Chris Southern. Rob Marion was second. Ted Marshall third. The Jammer, Joe Gibb, was fourth. In the open main, however, there is only one dude down there that's been cleaning up. His name is Joe the Jammer Gibb. And he wins it. Dylan Hoffman was second. Scott Boley with a good run in third. And Chris Southern fourth. Senior four was Don Holdsworth winning it. Desiree Gaynor. And Tony D. Almeida. Wow, that's a mouthful. D. Almeida was third. F200s. Boy, are they still racing F200s? I mean, holy cow. I mean, there's a few. We haven't seen too many, but we should. I mean, they're a good motor and everything, but we don't see any. I don't know. Weird. Steve Julier wins that one. Scott Gaynor second. Troy McIntosh third. And Jason Voss fourth. That was what was going on down at Wheel-to-Wheel Raceway in Camarillo, California. SoCal. UAS and Southern Cal Oval Carters. And then WHR Motorsports, Monroe, Washington. Yeah. Boy, I'm going to say they've got some big numbers there. I mean, it just blows me away. Before, I think last year, I don't think there were anywhere near the numbers they've got this year. I don't know why that is, because wasn't gas more expensive last year? But, boy, they've got some big numbers. Ronnie said last week, Ronnie Cox, the Rocket, he said, that's the most people I've seen at go-kart race in a long, long time. So, I don't know. Salem, we got to pick it up. We got to pick it up, especially after this weekend. But, yeah, they had, get this, they had in KT Light, all right, not even heavy, KT Light, they had 23 in light. And Reese Wickard will get the win there in KT Light. Rachel Westmoreland and Robbie Price. So the girls were putting it to the boys there. You kind of got to love that. Reese Wickard, Rachel Westmoreland, good stuff. Robbie Price. Colton Price was fourth. Fifth, Colby Thornhill. That's a familiar name. Haven't seen too much of him in the old cage card division, though. So I'm not sure what's going on there. KT Heavy. All right, so we have 15, I think, last 2 weeks ago. Maybe. They had 25 in heavy. And it was so big, they had to have 2 last chance consies. So that's telling you the kind of numbers. That's just in light and heavy. That's already what? That's 40-some. That's almost 50 entries just in those 2 classes. So Brett McGee was your winner in heavy. Paul Hoppy, or is it Hope? Hoppy, I think it is, was second. Keith Wickard third. Greg Thornhill fourth. Man, I didn't even know the big Thornhill raced. Wow, he was fourth. Spencer Constance fifth. Sixth was Lane Sunholm. Seventh, James Bundy. Eighth, Nick Tuller. Ninth, Josh Lamoureux. And 10th, Jesse Clark. So good stuff there. Pro Open, the A main. Now, I think they pay money for this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the Pro Open means it pays a little bit, a bank back. I think Ronnie said last week he was there. He won the open class, and he got, God, it was crazy. It was like $215. He says, so I go an hour from home, I win $215, and there's, a bunch of guys to race against. He goes, that's pretty cool. So Jason was asking me, what's the problem? Jason, I think that could maybe very well be. All these guys were within an hour of Monroe. And with the numbers they're getting, they're paying back some big money, $200 and some odd dollars back. Wow, really? Holy cow. But, so I don't know. I'm just saying. They're getting big numbers up there. So they're doing something right, but I think more than not, it's the distance. I mean, that would help. Wouldn't it? I'm thinking it would. Joe Constance wins the Pro A main. Spencer Constance was second. Third was James Bundy. Fourth, my man, T. Webb. Tyler Weber. Levi Harless was fifth. Let's see. Yeah, fifth. Paul Hope, sixth. Ronnie Cox was seventh. That's a strange one. And then Dallas Melby, Dylan Dunham, who is a wheelman, and Bobby Frankhauser. All of those DNF'd. So bummer. Open Maine. Now, I'm pretty sure the Open doesn't pay any money. Trey Starks wins that. That guy's a wheel. I think he wheels midgets and all kinds. He wheels everything. But he's good. Reese Wickard, second. Third, Isaac Abendroth. Wow. Now, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Former quarter midget standout. The Abendroths were really big. They were big in getting me up there to the 2010 Western Grands. I know John was, who was the grandpa. And, man, good folks. Really good folks. Skylar Jennings. He had a DNF. Bummer. So we'll go Starks, Wickard, Abendroth. And in the Open, Dylan Dunham. Boy, there was a whole lot that didn't finish up too well. So, bummer. Bert Johnson was even there. You guys know who Bert Johnson is? Not former, still is. Sprint car guy. His dad, Bert Johnson, runs the Grays Harbor Raceway. This is a cool class right here. And this is kind of cool. Last week, Ronnie was telling me about this when we talked on the way to Salem. And he said, man, they got an 40 and over class. Oh, really? Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. What are the rules? You got to be over 40, and you got to have a go-kart. Really? That's it? So guess who calls and wants to roll it? Jason Gibb. He says, really? Tell me those rules again? And so I guess he showed up, and he was going to run the Rockets ride, and did so. Didn't do too bad. Didn't win it, but didn't do too bad. I'll tell you who won it. Mickey Thompson. You guys all know who Mickey Thompson is, right? Every car, every hot rod on the planet had Mickey Thompson's on it, didn't they? I think. No, Dan Watkins in the house. What is going on? Chris Pasanante, the assassin, is in the house. Man, that's pretty cool. And is that Gleason? Is that Dr. Gleason in the house? Unreal. The good doctor. Man, the horsepower doctor. So anyway, it goes Mickey Thompson, Keith Wickard, Joe Constance, Jason Gibb was fourth, fifth Tim Baker, sixth Tony Bundy, seventh Chip Clark, eighth Paul Burdick. Schoolboy Maine. This must be the junior class, right? So, there's Rocket. He can tell me. 300 to win. Can you believe that? 15 to 20 minutes. Wow, that's crazy. Sean Holbert. Sean in the Dirt podcast. You guys check his stuff out on Facebook today. Pretty good. I guess he had some cool interviews. Sweet. That's cool stuff. Carson Sunholm wins the schoolboy class. Audrey Cerati. That's no relation to Ryan Diotti, but close. Second. Third, Haley Constance. Fourth, Cassidy Sunholm. Fifth, Kevin Coons. Yes, Alex Sunholm, Colby Thornhill, and Haley McGee rounded out. Minicart Maine. Brooklyn Constance. Yes, she's going to own Joe's one day. She wins it. Braden Wager is second. Jaden Roberts third. McKenna Morgan fourth. Fifth is Danny Constance. Sixth is Cooper Anderson. And Jaden Barnes did not start. Quarter midget Maine. Jesse Jacobson takes that. Let's just say, for example, okay, so we had, how many quarter midgets did we have? Even yesterday or this weekend? Was it 3? There were, let's see here. There were 11 quarter midgets here. Jesse Jacobson, or Jessen Jacobson takes the win. Riley Ruddle was second. Braden Wager third. Fourth was Samantha Schwartz. Fifth is Jalen Hope or Hoppy. How do you say that, Rocket? Hoppe. Hoppe? I don't know. Rocket, let me know. Jaden Whitney, Gavin Bennett, and Kira Zelstra rounded out. That was the WHR show up at Monroe. Big numbers. Pretty cool. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is the last call for the Fart Cart 200 prepay to guarantee a spot. So starting Friday, it's going to the reserve list. So if you're on the reserve list, stand by because you'll probably more than likely be getting a call. So if you're wanting to get in on that, that'll be Sunday after the BK. You better act now. I hear Diotti may be running it. So there's your chance to beat the Hitman. Just kidding. He'll be out of here. You know that. I got to give a big shout to, let me see. I got to get my sheets here. To Houston Black. He wins the O'Reilly Indoor Championship in the Pro Unlimited. Kyle Schmidt was second. Rusty Stagan third. Sean Knuckles fourth. Fifth was Jason Worthy. The 0-2 Tough, the 0-2-1 of Justin Jones was sixth. Thomas Dacus was seventh. And Buddy Wilson was eighth. So congratulations, Houston Black. You are the man. Thanksgiving, bad boy, the O'Reilly Indoor Nationals. Boy, we got a lot of stuff from Salem. And I'm going to go through it. First of all, the Focus guys came in. The Northwest Ford Focus Midgets were in town for their first annual Fall Focus Classic. And, man, defending champ came in, Nick Evans, and showed them the way around. Not only one day, but 2 days. He sweeps the Classic. Then they also had an open midget. He sweeps that. Or they ran it one day. So he takes that. And then he comes back on Sunday and wins day 2 of the Fall Focus Classic. So Nick Evans was the guy. I know. Why didn't I have him on the show? Because he's always working Wednesday nights. So what I got to do is interview him, record it, and then bring it. That's why he's not here. But good stuff. So it went, it went Evans, Turner, and then our guest, Ryan Cully, was third. This is the one I can't believe, because Crum was back there floundering around for a while. Boom. The man is fourth. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Kenny Roots was in town. I think he's a Canadian. And he was rolling. Made his first appearance. He was fifth. This is on day 1 now. And then here's the one I liked. This dude was wheeling on Sunday. I don't know who was there, if a lot of you guys were there or not, but Cody Ridge was rolling. Yes, he was. I thought he looked pretty darn good. And from what I hear, that car is pretty old. whatever. So Cody Ridge was getting it done, especially on Sunday, man. He was up there rim riding, and the track was in great shape. You know, it looked really good. And, yeah, it was pretty impressive to watch. And then he went to the bottom, like how he passed almost everybody. He goes to the bottom and got stuck there, and that was that. Everybody else went by him again. So, but still, he was rolling. Cody Ridge looked good. I thought that was pretty slick. And then on day 2, it was Evans, Larson, Crum. Cully gets a 4th. I'm going to tell you, Ryan Cully's a wheel. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. He is a wheel. I mean, there's a lot of good wheels in this class. I mean, you had Nick Larson, Chris Bullock, Michael Millard, Nick Evans, Eric Turner. That guy, he was another one that was awesome. Dude was just rolling the tires off. But you know who's really rolling was one of our boys, one of our UAS boys. One time, Shane Smith. I'm here to tell you, one time was getting it. I mean, I was like, what? Yeah. One time was rolling, baby. I mean, woo, good stuff by one time. But there was just a whole lot of good drivers there. And that class is awesome. I'm just going to here to tell you, it's pretty awesome. All the cars are pretty equal. Everybody seems to get along. Yeah. I mean, what else can you be? You got a couple great promoters. I mean, who really care about what they're doing and the people that are, you know, they're taking care of the people involved. I mean, you know, there's just no place but up for that series in my eyes. I mean, I just don't see how it's the only thing that could make it better would be me. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, they are they got it going on. The Ford Focus, Northwest Ford Focus Midget Series has got it going on. So they were only part of the show, though. They came in and invaded the place, but somebody said there was 1,000 people through the gate. You know, the not including the racer, but extra, right? It looked pretty crowded, but I mean, 1,000 might be a bit high. I don't know. Maybe 1,000 people. God, 1,000 people's a lot of people, I would think. I mean, just think about it for a second. You get 500 people in one place. That's a lot of people. 1,000? I mean, it could have been, but still, that was pretty impressive. And then Dylan Lambert takes the open cage both days. And Dylan from, where's he from? He's over in Idaho somewhere. And he was awesome. Here's the deal. He was running the bottom, right? You would never think that the bottom was, you know, because the top was starting to get a little bit good, at least for those guys. And he was just money. He was just money on the bottom. He didn't look fast, but he was. And he just rode around there. Schofield was, he was second one day, and the other day, who was it? I have my notes right here. He one day, and then Schofield and, man, I had both my sheets here. Let me look. I got about 1,800 sheets here, so bear with me. Shoot. I got him here. I know I do. But I'll get you more to that. But, yeah, Schofield was close on Sunday, but just not enough. The guy that kind of struggled was the 199 of Christian Osborne. He just he had some issues and just never could quite get over them. You know, they tore the right front off the car or the left front off the car, and you know, just all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it was a bummer. Yeah, I had those all written down because I was gonna make my notes here, but anyway, Lambert wins it. I know Schofield was second one day, and I know it's here. Bear with me. Well, anyhow, we move on. 250s. Was won by who else? Lane Taylor. He killed it. Zach Telford was second on Saturday. Swatzel was second on Sunday. I'm going to tell you, the guy that was impressive was McLean Bedoin, 11 years old, and this kid was wheeling. I would have to say he was my pick for, the driver of the week. I mean, he was really good. So, and then Bradley Lynn, who was also a stud. He was third on Sunday. So that was good stuff. Box stock, Jaden the Cowboy, Trepp, he won it. Suchich was second one day. And Oliver Rolwitz, Scott Sealcoat, one of the sponsors of the show here, his grandson was second one day. So good stuff. Pee-wee, Subaru. Jeremy Long takes both days. And Miss Nunez was second on one day. And Asher was second. Keegan Asher was second on another. Pee-wee non-Subaru. Xander Coach wins it on Saturday. Tanner Gentry was second. And then Tanner Gentry was awesome on Sunday. Mowed the field. Wins it. And he was mighty good. The midgets, of course. Mr. Evans wins that. And the open midgets, that was pretty cool. One Time was in it. Kenny Roots, Chance Crum, Eric Turner. So, great show there. Peyton Hagen, the Micro Restricteds. He wins both days, and he's a wheel. Super good wheel. Theron Smith was second. Ben Ferrara, third. Levi Clapp, fourth. That was on Saturday. And then on Sunday, it went to Hagen. Then it was a 24B of Ferrara, Theron Smith, and Levi Clapp. So that was pretty good. The Dwarfs, Danny Altum wins that. The mini stocks, I'm still in confusion over that. I have no idea who won that. I think Dale Holland won one. And I just, man, there were so many cars, so many numbers. They were all mixed up. You didn't know who was where. I mean, it was a nightmare. Cage Kart, Cole Borden wins one day. Miles Massey wins the other. Alex Reich, I guess he's getting a new hot rod or a new paint scheme. BLG doing some new stuff for him. So look for the 117 Mark Nelson Oil Products machine. We went through the 250s, the box stock. Yep. Jaden Tripp. Pro 4. It was Toby Ferrando winning that. Papa Tom was second. Rick Wagner third. Quarter midgets went to Mr. Samuel Strange. He was awesome. Fast Eddie was second. Eddie Strange. And then Christopher Seawick from Olala. The Olala Kid. So that kind of gets us all kind of squared away in terms of Salem. Big one coming up this weekend. The Speedway show. They would like to get some numbers up, folks. We're coming up on Christmas. It'd be nice to go out in a hoot. Kind of get things rolling, up and rolling. I hear the Ironman's coming. I don't know if Brent Meyer made it right on. I don't know if the Ironman's going to make it. I don't know if Sean Carr is going to be there or not. I don't see him on the show here yet tonight. At least I haven't yet. Brandon Potter wins the mini stocks. Thank you, Jason. And so, man, let's try to hook this up here. Who's all going to the Classic is what I want to know. Because we're less than, I think we're getting close to, we're 30 days away. No, we're not. We're under that, 28 and counting. And for those of you that don't know, Lippy and I will be going down, and we will be broadcasting the Classic live. How cool is that? So, yeah, that's really cool. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The 3 most expensive things you'll do in your life are buy a house, educate your kids, and go racing. What you don't need is another expense, and that's why you take your car and tow rigs to TrueTech Automotive to ensure that they are maintained and repaired the right way with the right parts at the right price. And how's this for right? Extended to all racers is the In the Family 25% discount off of all preventative maintenance and repair labor. All you have to do is use the discount code NWRR to save. Now that's right. Get it done the right way, the True Tech way. True Tech Automotive, 6900 Northeast Highway 99, Hazeldale, Washington. 360-571-2302. All right, so we are back. Welcome. And we're waiting on our caller, Evan C. He's our first in the seat guest. He won a big one this weekend, and it was down at the Thanksgiving Thunder. You know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but they had over, and get this, they had over 900 pre-entries. Yep, that's right. I said it. 900 oh yeah, I forgot that one. I totally forgot that one. I had my whole list. I was going down there. Yeah, the micros was a big deal here. Let's see here. I got them right here. Sorry about that, Dennis. Thanks for the reminder there. Yeah, on Saturday, the Open 600, the 600 Opens was and that was a pretty good deal there. On Saturday, a young man by the name of Hunter Stanley wins that bad boy in a pretty impressive run, I got to say. And that was he was mighty awesome. And then there's my guest here. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right there. Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. Oh, yeah, the good folks at Blue Line bringing you this great interview with the man that just probably won. Now, I was listening to, I don't know if you guys saw the Phil Combs video, but, you know, Phil Combs said, this is probably the biggest race in the country out of everything. I mean, you know, you get 900 pre-entries, good night. I think you can say you're the biggest thing in the country, because I guarantee you there ain't no 900 late models at one place or sprint cars. But this guy goes out and he's at the biggest event. Welcome Evan C. to the show. What's going on, Evan?
It's not much.
Oh boy, yeah, your dad said you were quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He warned me, huh? But I didn't listen. So, man, tell us a little bit. How was your weekend? I mean, man, you qualified fast time. You were like, I looked at a 13.0. I mean, you were 4/10 quicker than the guy in second, and 7/10 quicker than Snow. Wow.
Yeah, I think he was having some issues.
Yeah, I think he was. I think your dad said something about he was maybe too tight, whatever. But so tell us, what tires were you on?
We was on Maxis pretty much the whole weekend.
Yeah? Did the car feel as good as it looked?
Yeah, it's planning to his head.
Yeah, it was glued down, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my first question for you is, tell us, how long have you been doing this?
12 years now.
12? Okay. Are you on a cell phone or are you on a home phone?
Home with cell phone. Yeah.
Okay. And did you start out like in kid kart and work your way up, or did you just kind of jump right into the big stuff?
Yeah, I started out in kid karts and went up through the junior 1 and 2 and all of that.
Wow, that's awesome. And so it was just something you always wanted to do? I mean, from right out of the gate?
Yeah, watching my dad go, it looked pretty fun, so I got started when I was 4, so that's what I've been doing.
Wow, right on. So how old are you, Evan?
Mm-hmm. I'm 16 now.
Just turned, or you've been 16 for a while?
I've been 16 for 10 months, I think, now.
Okay, so your birthday's coming up then. When is
I'll be 17 soon.
All right. When is your birthday?
February.
Oh, so is mine. What day?
The 4th.
Oh, mine's the 17th. Wow, I was going to say, well, we got something in common. We're Aquarius anyway. You're Aquarius, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, you might be on the cusp there. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
my next question for you is, what are your aspirations? I mean, are you wanting to take this thing to the next level? Be NASCAR or open wheel guy, or what are you thinking you want to do with it?
That'd be fun, but anything that goes fast and turns left, that'd be fun.
So you'll drive anything, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is. I don't blame you there. I don't know what it is about oval racing, but I love it too. And that leads me on to my next question. What is it about racing that you enjoy the most? What is it about it that just drives you?
The competition and just the people in the sport and going fast. That's overall.
Yeah, were a lot of people over looking at your ride after that race on Saturday?
Yeah, we had some people come over to look at it. I think most of them was watching there and they knew it was fast.
Oh yeah, the boy it sure looked fast on the tape or on the video. And let me see here. Who is your toughest competitor? Who's the toughest guy you've ever raced against throughout, from your kid kart career all the way up to till now?
I'd have to say all the people I've been up against in the South, the East Coast is fast. But I'd have to say, since I'm in the UAS now, it'd have to be Yao.
Wow. Is Yao pretty good?
Oh, yeah, he's good.
He is? Real good?
I haven't been up against him yet, but hopefully I will soon.
You know what I think, Evan? I think Yao's sweating a little bit, to be perfectly honest.
He is too.
Yeah, man. After watching that performance on Saturday, I think Yao's going, man. I hope I still got a ride.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you studying in school? Are you wanting to be anything, or are you just wanting to be a racer? Or are you thinking you're going to take over your dad's business, or where are you going?
If I could say just racing, that's what I would want to do, but I don't know what I would do. I haven't thought about that much yet.
Well, you better. You're 16.
Mm-hmm.
I promise I won't preach to you. Okay, so your toughest competitor is Yao. Okay, and then if you could meet any racer on the planet, who would it be and why?
I don't have to say Dale Jr. just because I've watched him growing up.
Who was it?
Dale Jr.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. You're kind of muffled, man. Is the only reason why I ask. So, who's your favorite racer?
Dale Jr.
Okay. Well, and why? What makes you pick him?
Just watched him growing up as a kid, and I haven't been able to watch that many people that I like to watch racing growing up as him. Watching him on TV each Sunday and all. Right.
Cool, man. So what's next on the agenda for Evan C. and C. High Performance Motorsports? Where's your next race at?
I guess it'll be the BK.
Are you? So you are coming? Are you racing too? Are you coming too, Evan?
It looks like it.
Oh, baby. Now is Yao coming?
I don't know. He might.
Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm.
But you'll definitely be there. Are you going to be running a UAS rig or what?
No, I think I'll be in the limited class.
So, y'all better look out. Yep, you better look out. Wow, awesome, man. Well, Evan, I know you're a man of many words. I don't want to keep you. But, man, I thank you for taking the time to be on the show. Congratulations on that huge win, because from where I was watching, man, it looked – I mean, you were in another time zone. I mean, there was nobody even close. I was wondering if maybe those were really opens or not.
Yeah, they were.
He said, yeah, they were. Right on, my man. Well, thanks for being on the show, buddy. And I'll look forward to
Thank
meeting you at the BK, okay?
Okay.
All right, man. Well, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, his dad wasn't joking when he said he's a man of very few words. All in favor, raise your hand. Say aye. Aye. Oh, the Kravitron in the house. What's up? Yes, and I did not mean to miss that micro. Bailey Jean Suchich ran really good, too. She was second. You just guys got to know the stack of papers I got in front of me. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But, yes, Hunter Stanley. Now, let me just tell you quickly about Hunter Stanley. He is the man on – he's the man on two wheels. He can ride 2 or 4, doesn't matter. A go-kart car. I mean, I've seen him race the Gold Cup on the traveling asphalt series for the karts. And then I watched a thing on YouTube where he takes, and he's running a little, I don't know what it is, like a 150 or something, motorcycle, or a 125 or something, against all the 450s and stuff, and he whoops up on them at an indoor race. Then he comes down here, and, I mean, he rolled it. I mean, he really rolled it. And so you're going to be hearing a lot more about Hunter Stanley. I'm sure of it. Whether it's on bikes or, karts or micros or whatever. Diotti, you should think about getting him in a dwarf, man. Because he could probably do DRI some pretty good stuff, man. I'm not kidding you. So with that, Bailey Jean Suchich ran really good. Lindsey Barney was killer. She had problems on Saturday, though, and had some gearbox issues, so she didn't finish on that, but she did win on Sunday, so that was pretty good. And let me see if I miss anybody else. Is there anybody else I missed? I hate doing that. Yeah, we got Peyton Hagen, the midgets. We got the Pee-wees. Yep. That box stock, 250s, box stock. Yep. I mean, I got notes all over here, floating around. Got the open cage micro. Yeah, it went there it is. Hunter Stanley, the 28 machine of Mark Hertz was second. Then it was Suchich. And then it was the 38 of George Nichols. And that was day one. And then it went Barney, Suchich, and Stanley day 2. So he was right there knocking on the door. Yeah, and then the micro restricted was Peyton Hagen. If you haven't seen this kid, he is pretty smooth. Really smooth, actually. And very, very good. So, yes. So my apologies for missing that. I did not mean to do that. Quarter midgets, yep, we got that. And the Pro 4s, we got that. So, done deal. Hunter Stanley gave me a cool T-shirt and the whole bit. So, keep your eyes peeled for that young guy, as well as Bailey Jean, because, Jason, isn't she going to be running a 500 again? I thought you said. But still. I also got to let you know that if you go to www.drionline.com, you can pick up some swag, because the hitman, Ryan Diotti, and his company, Diotti Racing Innovations, is going to be putting up some cash if you got some swag on at the BK and you win. He's got hats. He's got cool shirts. They're pretty sweet. And be sure you use the discount code. I think it's NWRR20. That'd be with a 20 behind it. And you get 20% off your order. I mean, you can't hardly beat that. So take advantage of those that are helping out the show, because that's what it's all about. They're helping the show. They're going to give you a deal. So, but the only way you do it is you got to support those that support us. And by us, I mean the sport. So stop on by drionline.com, Diotti Racing Innovations. If you haven't liked them on Facebook, please do that. And pick up your swag. If nothing else, pick up some swag. It's cool to have some fly race swag, to wear around. So, coming up next, we got Ryan Cully going to give us a buzz here, and let me see if he's on here. I think I got him here. And wow, that's interesting. Shane Biles called. I wonder what he wanted. Yeah. So, how many opens are we gonna have there this weekend? I'm pretty sure Williamson's gonna be there. Oh, there it is. There is my man Ryan Cully. Your favorite drivers and people of interest in the motorsports world. It's time for In the Seat, powered by Blue Line Graphics. Man, if you haven't seen this guy wheel, he is something to behold. They call him the Truth because he is. My main man, Ryan Cully. What's going on, Ryan? Welcome to the show, man.
How is it going this evening with you, Terry?
Man, I'm telling you, okay, first of all, let me just say, what did you think of the show this weekend?
Oh, down at Salem, it was amazing.
At Salem, yeah.
Yeah, anytime you bring, the Focus Midgets anywhere, it's incredible. And the guys that showed up, there's some real talent. Nick Evans, Eric Turner, Chance Crum. You got a bunch of guys that showed up this weekend that have a ton of success across racing. Renee Angel's huge in the kart world. And, of course, you've got one-time Shane Smith showing up to there. There was a ton of talent on one little track this weekend, and I think it made for some incredible racing.
It sure did. That was honestly my first. I'd seen the midgets before, but this is my first time seeing the Northwest Ford Focus series, and I just couldn't. I was like just in awe of how everybody was kind of just all together. They were almost like it was almost like it was a family deal, all going to the races. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at times the community of the Northwest Ford Focus Midgets kind of puts the racing in the back seat, right? Everybody's helping everybody, and I don't think there's, an off-the-track rivalry at all between anybody. I've raced with several groups over the years, and this is probably one of the closest clubs I've ever raced with, and it takes a village, right, to cultivate something like that. But Carla and Galen Stewart have really done an amazing job building the community inside our class, and really focusing on being there for fun and making it fun and making it close. That's why just about everybody in our series, when you show up to the track there in white pants, it's kind of our throwback thing, and it's what makes us unique, and it's what makes the class a really cool thing to be a part of. It's just the little stuff like that.
Right? You know what? You're 100% right. It's the little stuff. And I think over the years that has been one of the things that has just kind of gotten left out. Right? It's those little things like the white pants. There was no getting around that. You didn't have white pants, your butt wasn't in the pits, right? That's just how it was. But now, you don't have anything. It's you pretty much wear whatever you want, right? It's just not that big a deal. But you're right, it is those little things. And you want people to go, at least for me, and I say this because I used to go all the time as a kid, right? Just to be at the racetrack. Just loved it. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, that's the atmosphere of racing makes part of the sport. A lot of it's about going fast and competing and winning, but you can go a lot of places and do a lot of different things. But finding racetrack people, we're kind of our own unique breed of person, and I think that it's a good thing. I think you'll never find people that are as competitive as they are, but as willing to give the shirt off your back as they are,
Yeah. I totally get that. But even, imagine Do you guys run a trophy dash when you or do you guys always pill draw?
So the only track we true qualify at is Deming, or I guess we two lap qualify at Deming Speedway, and then we like Grand Prix style at Elma, and we typically pill draw at Skagit. So that's kind of a unique thing to our series too, is that our race format changes from track to track.
Right.
So it kind of adds another dimension to what it's going to take to be a champion, because you can't really just, figure out what is, you can't race the format that way.
Right. And I get that. But as a fan, I'm looking at, for me, I hate the fact that you don't qualify. To me, that's what you do when you go to an oval. You qualify, the quickest 4 run a dash. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what you grow up with. That's what you expect when you go there. But still, you got to roll with the times. And I totally get that. And you guys aren't the only show on the program, which I get. So you have to do some of that.
Yeah, one of the challenges our series has that we've really risen to the occasion on, and we're often seen more as a support class than a regular show, right? We run with the sprint cars typically, so our program's more geared on being brief and running good, and you'll see that, and you probably did see that this weekend. When our cars hit the track, we go out there, everybody gets in line, and they're ready to go. And it makes the series that it makes it fun to run with, because everybody, once you hit the track, they're ready to go to work. And there's not a bunch of playing around on warm up laps and stuff like that. It's just a really well orchestrated professional series to run with.
Yeah, it is, and I imagine in a lot of cases you're probably more organized than the so-called headliners that you're there supporting, right? I would be willing to guess.
Yeah. Carla and Galen do an amazing job as promoters, making sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be when they're in line, and then like you touched on earlier, the sense of community inside the group. Everybody's looking out for everybody to make sure that you get where you're supposed to go, and everybody knows when it's heat race time, and that you're supposed to be where you're going to go, because at the end of time we're not a headline class. So if you don't do what you're supposed to, it turns fans off, which turns track promoters off, and then you run out of places to call home as a series.
Well, I can honestly tell you, Ryan, that if you, in my opinion, you guys could be you guys could easily be a headliner. With the car count that you're getting, with the caliber of racing, if it's anything like what we saw at Salem, good God, and just that organization. How could that not be right? It only. You're not going to be an undercard for very long, I don't think. You just gotta. They just need to find a home track where they can, do their thing.
We claim Elma as our home track because we're Fred Brownfield's class, right? He brought us out here, and we were his. He kind of started the class out there, so we call Elma our home track. And I think that the level of competitiveness you find in our class now, I think you rival the bigger sprint cars and stuff that we run with, because from a fan's aspect, and I think you can back me up on this, you're there to see racing, right? Wheel to wheel good racing, and the Northwest Ford Focus Midget Series puts that on for sure.
Right.
And it doesn't, to me, when it comes to racing, it doesn't matter what's racing. I was watching, I think it was a stock cage kart class this weekend, and they're little kids, but they're out there putting everything on, swapping position, and that's some of the best racing I've seen in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think the Northwest Sport Focus Midget Series is kind of breaking the mold for what should be a headline class, because you would expect to see a 360 sprint car as what's drawing fan and car count or fan count to the stands. But I think, as our series grows and we get more cars, and the racing continues to improve year in and year out, the competition gets stiffer and the racing gets tighter. And I think, and our connection with the fan gets larger as Carla and Galen really reach out and they do some promotions to give tickets away and stuff during the regular season. I think we start to grab more and more of the fan count.
Well, I mean, just look at the racetracks that are wanting you to show up there. Now, I don't care if you're a support group or what. The fact that you're a wanted commodity, I mean, that says a lot about what that series is all about. I mean, it sounds like you guys, a lot of people want you to come and make a stop at their place. Andrew and I were talking about that, Saturday. That, man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that makes the series fun is that the tracks that we basically run are Skagit, Deming, and Elma, but we get the opportunity to go down and run Cottage Grove, and we get the opportunity to go down and run Banks in Oregon, and we did a 50-lap Heroes race this last year, which is a testament both physically and mentally if you can make it to the end of that thing. But I think like 90% of the field survived to the end, and it was a great show the whole way through. But and if I think somewhere you can get those Heroes race programs, which every driver wrote a page on who their hero was.
Yeah, I have one.
It's a really cool deal, and I mean that's another one of those little special things that Carla and Galen kind of brought forward, and it takes a little bit more time from the drivers, but at the end of time you have this really, really cool piece. I think Todd Hartman wrote his on Aquaman, and it's worth a read. So
yeah, I'm looking at it, and the cool thing is this thing. I mean, it's not filled with all the ads like the other, which is not. I mean, there are some, but it feels like an old program that you used to get when you went to the Speedway, right? I mean,
yeah, it's got a really cool throwback cover on it.
Yeah.
I think that was designed by Mackenzie Thomas. Yeah, and it looks really, really cool. I mean, it looks like something you would have grabbed at the Speedway, in the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah, I know. I got a bunch of them, and you know what? You don't think that they are when you're at the event, but I mean, I've got some that I got. I had a bunch, and then as you move and change and all that, but I got some old ones from back in 78, 77, from Portland Speedway, all the late models. That stuff's priceless, man. You can't find that stuff just anywhere.
And people are looking for them. If you go to, I think it's the World of Speed down there in Oregon, they've got just an archive full of programs from everywhere. And we went to see, what cars they had at the World of Speed, but I think we easily spent an hour and a half just going through their archives, looking at all the old programs from, tracks up and down the West Coast, because it brings back memories and stuff. And when you go there with somebody like my dad, who's been doing this since he was 16, I mean, you pull a program out from 1985, and the stories that can come out of that program are absolutely unbelievable.
It is, and it's cool to see when you read that a lot of the struggles are the same. That's the beauty of racing, right? There's still like a racing 101 that is basically, everybody has to go through it. Everybody has to pay their dues. I mean, it's just there's just no getting. And that's one cool thing about motorsports is the racing 101 is never going to change, and it doesn't matter what genre you're in. You gotta you gotta work hard. You gotta take good notes. You gotta be you're only as good as the level of your commitment. I mean, it's just so many things that make it just super cool.
Yeah, and that's so the thing that I enjoy about our series is that we're a series full of people with a very varied background in racing. Everybody's done something else to get where we're at. It's not like in some of the bigger stuff, you see guys that, well, I wanted to race a sprint car, so now I race a sprint car. But, I mean, we have Nick Evans, who had success through quarter midgets and in winged sprint car racing. And then you have Eric Turner, who's done just about everything you can do in a mini or a lightning sprint. And he's racing with us. And you got, younger guys like Chance Crum, who has, I'm guessing, just a stack of trophies somewhere from everything that he's done. And then you got guys like Shane Biles coming out of the late model stuff that he used to do. And then Renee Angel, who is a incredibly talented kart racer. And it adds to the intensity of our class just because you have all of this racing background.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it just, I mean, it adds depth to the competition, and, anytime you have that many different types of racing around, the amount of knowledge that comes out of it. So there's more than one way to skin a cat when you get that many guys standing around a fire after a race talking about, how you get there from here. You can really glean a lot of knowledge.
Right. Yeah, I'm just looking at your Heroes little article there, and it was pretty cool. I love what you said. You said I idolize these men. The way they got up on the wheel and drove and conducted themselves on the spot, on track interviews could certainly earn any of these gentlemen a spot as a young boy's hero. Through personal reflection and observation, through of my life around racing, I've had the epiphany. My hero cannot just be one person. Like in most things, it takes a village to influence and raise a person. For this reason, I've found that the people that I look up to, and I'm proud to call my heroes, are the women who have been influenced by the microcosm. Is that right?
Oh, I'd have to.
That is my racing career. This is my chance to shine the spotlight on the often overlooked backbone of local racing, the women who have helped shape it. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the cool things out of the officials Heroes race program that's sanctioned by the Northwest Ford Focus Midgets. That's cool stuff. Well, let me ask you. So, do you see? I mean, I guess first of all, what's one of these cars cost?
You can. They're relatively inexpensive. You can probably get into the series for anywhere from $6,500 to $9,500, depending on what you want to spend on a car. If you want to go brand new, the price is going to be, more than that, of course.
Right.
But
right.
There's a lot of solid used equipment around, which is a good thing, And
yes, it is.
It's a sealed Ford Focus engine, so it's not like when you go out hunting for an engine or anything like that. As long as it meets the class requirements and it's a sealed engine, then you're in. So
say if you broke something, say you break something internally, I don't know, a rocker arm or push rod or so. So what do you have to do? Is there a dedicated engine shop that you take it to, or what do you do?
Yeah, so it used to be really difficult. As I understand, you had to send it off and have a USAC guy reseal it, but Galen and Carla do a really good job keeping this class alive, and they found a guy that they trust. So basically, you give the engine to them, and they send it out and get it repaired. But the chance of damaging one of these engines is pretty minute. It would be a hard thing to do. So
right.
I mean, you only spin them about 7,400 RPM. And they seem to last forever. And so it's a relatively low compression engine,
mm-hmm.
so you're not really putting a bunch of wear and tear on it, as long as you, don't spin it over 7,400 RPM, and it'll live forever. So
right.
And the nice thing about it is because it's just a stock car engine. I mean, if you dyno test it and spin it over 7,400 RPM, you don't really make any more power if you were to spin it, $8-9 grand. So
right. I've always said you don't really make that much more anyway. You just end up wearing stuff out when you're spinning it to the moon. So, wow, that's pretty. And so the choice of chassis then is yours, correct? I mean that's open. That's open deal.
Yeah, any midget chassis out there, there's a wheelbase rule. I think it's 84 inches, I want to say. But there's probably 8 or 9 different chassis to choose from that span all over the country where you can get them from. And the nice thing about midget racing is that you don't need a brand new chassis. Like in the sprint cars, you can twist the frame from the horsepower, but since we're not putting out a bunch of horsepower, you don't have to worry about twisting the frames or anything like that. So you can take a 10 or 12-year-old frame and go out there and be competitive with it.
Oh, no doubt, man.
So,
I mean, I'm going to tell you, you were rolling this weekend. I mean, you got a third and a fourth, and you were.
We finished second, third, and fourth this weekend.
Yeah.
So
How do you beat that?
I don't think you can be disappointed with the weekend. And our shop brought 3 cars down, and between Shane Smith, Caleb Hart, and myself, everybody had a good weekend. And Shane had a better weekend than what the paperwork shows.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A little bit of tough luck there.
Yes, I would have to agree with you 100%. I mean, because he was rolling, dude. I mean, I was impressed. I'd never seen him run the big car stuff. And, he's a pretty good wheel in the UAS stuff. But, man, he was really rolling it.
Yeah. Shane brings a lot of knowledge to the table, and he has some talent, quite a bit of it, actually.
Yeah.
And, if he could just sometimes he gets bit pretty hard by the bad luck bug, and that is something, I don't know, we're going to have to teach out of him. But the thing I like about him is he doesn't give up, and he keeps trying. And sometimes the way that he sets the car up, it starts out a little bit out of left field, and then as the night comes on, the car comes into him, and things really seem to get better for him. So, he's a different way of approaching things, but it always seems to work out good for him. He had a phenomenal run at the Big Al up at Deming earlier this year.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he was the same way in the U.S. I mean, he was, we were down at Dixon. I went down and it was the West Coast Shootout, and he was the only guy not even practicing. I'm going, what? So what? He says, why? Because it's going to be different tomorrow. So. And sure enough, it was, and he was fast time, and he had some engine problems, but still, he's a pretty good competitor. The other guy I thought Eric Turner was a stud too. God, talk about get up on
Eric
the wheel.
Turner is a stud. Yeah, he finished second in our championship this year by 2 points, and there were a couple rainouts there at the end, and I'm not going to say that they are the reason the championship turned out the way they are, because Nick Evans is a phenomenal driver. But the performances that Eric had this last summer, if you would have thrown those 2 races there at the end we were going to have that rained out, he could have very well been our champion.
Right. Now, would you agree with me then when you say that promoters need to take heed to what Galen and Carla are doing? To me, when you roll in there with a car count of 30 or more, or maybe not consistently, but for the most part, somebody better sit up and take notice, right? Uh-oh. Did I lose you? I don't know if I did or not. May have lost him. All right. Well, we'll.
Terry?
Yeah, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought I lost you there for a minute, but. Are you hearing me now?
I am hearing you now, bud.
Okay. So I was just going to say, I think that a lot of promoters could probably take some lessons from Galen and Carla to shape some things up. Obviously, you can't argue with their record at all.
Yeah, and I mean all their club does is grow, and or our club, I should say, and that's a big Galen and Carla ism as well. Is that they don't ever let the series be referred to as their series. It's our series, and I think that sort of mindset is one of the keys probably to their success.
Right.
Is that they want us to have a series. Galen and Carla don't necessarily want to have a series, but they want a group of people to have a series, and ultimately they're our promoter. But I don't believe that a decision gets made inside our series without pooling everybody. And there's constant streams of contact. My phone Friday night when everybody was rolling down to practice got probably 200 text messages deep of where everybody was at, and on the road, and making sure that everybody's okay and taken care of. And that's a huge thing. I mean,
Wow.
If somebody gets a flat in our series, there's a message sent out, and somebody figures out how they can get them helped out. So I mean, Galen and Carla do a phenomenal job, and sometimes when you walk into a racetrack, it can feel like it's drivers versus the promoters, which is a weird feeling to get, right? If you sit in some pit meetings and you've got a guy talking down to you about how the show's going to run, where if you stand in one of our pit meetings, it's just a conversation.
Oh, I lost him. Well, we'll see if we can get him back here, because that was sounding interesting here. So those of you just tuning in, my guest was Ryan Cully, part of the Northwest Ford Focus Midget Series. And I know, right? I know, right. Let's see here. Oh, he's asking. Of course you should call back in. Absolutely. So while we're waiting, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Racing, it's preparation, it's focus, it's attention to detail. And when you try to take shortcuts, it shows. At Speed City, Southern Oregon's karting headquarters, distributor for Ultramax, Legend, QRC, Bell Helmets, and K1 race gear, they don't roll like that. Speed City is committed to roll the way champions roll, by keeping racers on track with knowledge, integrity, and performance. No shortcuts, no negativity, no other motives. You don't just have their word on it, you've got their name on it. So get back to having fun and get to calling Speed City. Speed City, LLC, keeping racers on track with quality service and friendship. 541-531-1222.
if you want to talk about some amazing people inside racing, the Strebies are one of them. They really have something special in their little kart track that they've got down there in
it's quite a I got to go do the 4th of July race, the Firecracker 40, and I'm just gonna say that the fireworks show, I mean that was $3,000 worth of fireworks there any way you looked at it, and it was awesome.
That fireworks show is second to none. It is a very well choreographed.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, it was really incredible.
Yeah, and I don't care who you are. The competition at Strebe Speedway is incredibly fierce, and what I like about it is, down to brass tacks, it is what racing is all about. I mean, there's nothing but pride on the line, and everybody there brings it every week. And we led most of the laps of that Firecracker 40, and then I changed my line, which is a thing that my girlfriend does not let me forget.
Dummy, right?
Yeah. So it's something that but they do an amazing job with what they do. And if you want to find a series that keeps statistics,
oh man, you don't find anybody any better.
Yeah. They have I think it's Strebe Speedway at WordPress.com. Google Strebe Speedway. Spend some time on their website. They have every heat race winner, everybody who's ever timed in.
Laps led. They've got when they passed. If they touched right side. I mean, it's crazy the stats they have.
Yeah, and it's what racing's all about. It is some of the most fun I can have racing. I had a really good friend inside racing, Mackenzie Thomas, take me down there after I got done racing in the Midwest, and I was just kind of feeling down on stuff. And she was like, "Hey, you should come check this out." And to be candid, I was like, "Oh, how much fun can a 5-horse go-kart be, right?" But I wasn't doing anything that Saturday, and I went down, and they smoked me. Absolutely embarrassed me the first time. I couldn't make it out of the B main, and I was hooked. I mean, it's incredibly tight racing, and it's close and competitive. And now anytime I can make a race, I make a race. And Matt and Michael Strebe and their dad, they're incredible people. I mean, they're just people you want to spend time around because they're great.
Yeah.
They're the kind of people we talked about earlier inside racing that they just make you want to be a part of it. I mean, and that's the nice thing about I don't care what kind of dirt track racing you do. You walk into a dirt track anywhere, and if you're a true fan, you're with family. It doesn't matter if you're in Knoxville, Iowa, or Wilmot, Wisconsin, or Alger, Washington. You are with family anytime you walk into a dirt track, and I think that's an incredibly special thing about our sport.
It sure is. I mean, and really, let's face it. At the end of the day, it truly is all about relationships, right? I mean, if you can't do that, you're going to have a pretty tough time. But it's just awesome to me. I mean, it doesn't matter what genre, what whatever your preference is. If you're part of the racing family, you're just part of a given family that seems like it's just worldwide. I mean, it's crazy.
And I'm sure you've done quite a bit of traveling racing. It doesn't take long for you to get to a racetrack and find somebody. Maybe you don't know them, but they know somebody that you know, and it's easy to start making connections.
Yeah, it is. So. It's pretty awesome. Well, hey, man, I want to thank you again for just being on the spot and taking it on short notice. I've got another show that I'm working on, but we'll talk about that off there. But I would seriously like your thoughts on it, and then maybe even talk about having you be one of my guests on it. So we'll hook up and chat about that if that's okay.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for having me on the show on behalf of the Northwest Ford Focus Midget Series. Thank you for coming down and doing what you do. We appreciate the hell out of it.
Right on, Ryan. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Sounds good, Terry. Have a good evening.
You as well. Thank you. All right, Ryan Cully, everybody, what a class act he is. Just no two ways about it. Yes, he is very well spoken. You know what? When you give a rip about what you're doing and you're really serious about it, that's how you are. And that brings me to my last point. I know I said, two things I want to make perfectly clear. Is number one is I think that you all heard about Jeremy and whatnot, and I'm not bringing that up for any other reason other than racers, know what you're signing when you go in there to sign in, because if you're anything like me, I was assuming that you are, when you sign that waiver. I didn't know it was a waiver to say, hey, you're on your own, because I'm used to going to the IKF stuff where when you sign that and you get a pit pass, you're covered. So I'm not trying to bring up a bad thing. I'm just letting you know that you need to make sure that you know what you're signing before you sign your life away, because you don't know. And it may make a difference. You may decide that's not what you want, but you need to know. So make sure you know and understand what it is you're signing when you sign in to go into the racetrack. That's all I wanted to say. Just make sure you're clear on it so that you know what to expect. And second of all, I also had on the show tonight that we were going to talk, and it's going to be a quick one, but, it's a false positive to think that once you've made it, you're there. And I think most people have it backwards. It doesn't get easier when you make it. It actually gets harder, because now there's a lot more on the line. Now there's a lot more expected of you. Now you kind of owe the sport to be responsible, I guess, so to speak. You got a lot of people looking up to you. You got a lot of people, you're a hero in somebody's eyes. Maybe it's a little kid or whatever, but and people watch, people see. So I say it's a false positive because a lot of people think, man, I get up here and I make it, and I can kind of cruise, and you can't. I mean, it's tougher when you make it than it is getting there, because when you're getting there, heck, you're an underdog anyway. So, I mean, nobody's expecting, you don't have that target on your back, week in and week out, or, I mean, you look at guys like, we'll look at Shane Smith and Ronnie Cox and, Stephen Chase when he won the Oregon one here a few years ago. I mean, and you got Diotti and all those guys. I mean, all those guys are carrying a pretty big deal. It's not easy to be up there. And I think that for the most part, they do a really good job of representing. But, keep that in mind as you're working your way up there. It's this like tonight, Ryan Cully, very well spoken. I mean, but that's just him giving a rip and not just considering it, oh, yeah, another interview and da-da-da and whatever. No, there's a chance somebody's listening. Maybe somebody big. You never know. So, I mean, it's good practice. You might as well practice even if you don't aspire to do anything. It's for the good of the sport. So that's all I really wanted to say on that. Because for the most part, the Northwest UAS and the racers here, all the KT guys, I mean, we got some of the greatest folk in the sport in my book. And I can't wait to see the day when all the Speedway guys are together in one deal. And that's what I'm looking forward to, when we get them all in one bunch. So anyway, with that, big weekend coming up this weekend, Salem Speedway. As you all know, I hope to see everybody there. I will definitely be there. And so I hope to see some of you. I know the Iron Man's going to be there. I haven't seen Sean Carr. I don't know what's going on there. He must be working. Hope KB shows up 5-0. I don't know. Are you going to be making it? I hope. Joe Ransom, thanks for tuning in, baby. You're the man. But let's help Jason Suchich out, man. I mean, he's busting. He's working hard. He's trying to get sponsors. He's trying to do a bunch of stuff. Let's help him out, man. Let's give him some numbers. This would be a great Christmas present if we could get, let's just say 75 total, you know, and then bring somebody, bring an extra body, and just help out the gate. So with that, you guys, appreciate you tuning in. I can't wait to see you all this weekend. Don't worry, Lippy will be back. Just want to tell Mike Michelson, man, you are missed here already, and we enjoyed having you on the show. So you're welcome back here anytime. So on behalf of Glenn Lippy Tower, who isn't here tonight, but he'll be back next week, I'm Terry Bridges. Thanks a lot, you guys. I mean it. Your support means everything. So I look forward to seeing everybody this weekend. All right? Love you. And if somebody's on the bottom, please go upstairs, okay? Just go upstairs and go to work. We'll see you Saturday. Love you guys.
This is Brian Rowdy Green, and you're listening to the Northwest Race Report.